protesting the war in Vietnam. What does it look like we're doing?
I can see that, and it's a noble cause and everything, but I plan to protest for this corner stand.
What are you protesting for?
Civil rights?
Yeah, I think that protest is happening over on 4th Street. We're protesting the Vietnam War here today.
I don't think so.
Think again.
That's what I'm trying to do. Get people to think about the state of civil rights in this country. Civil rights are for everyone. Let all our voices be heard. Equal rights for all. Civil rights are for everyone.
Chris.
Let all our voices be
Chris.
heard. What?
This country been fighting that fight for a while now.
Way too long.
Tell me about it. Women have been fighting for equality for decades. That's why we're out here, protesting for women's rights. Judgment is people, not housewives. Unite for women's liberation now.
Hey, you can't do that here, Suzanne.
Why not?
Because I'm protesting for civil rights.
No, he's not. I'm protesting against the Vietnam War.
No, I'm protesting for women's equality.
No way, we were here first.
The Vietnam War's been going for what, like 4 or 5 years? Women have been treated like second-class citizens in this country for
Don't
centuries.
even get me started on how people of color have been treated in this country.
This isn't a contest about whose cause matters more. We were here first. Simple as that.
But this is the best corner with the most foot traffic.
This corner doesn't belong to you, Chris. Why didn't you do the right thing and share it?
And I suppose you want me to share with you?
Why, thank you, Chris. I accept.
I wasn't offering.
Because you don't have anything to offer. We were here first. It's our spot.
Well, I'm not going anyway.
Neither am I.
Fine.
1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want your stinking war. Stop
Civil
war.
rights are for everyone.
Bring the
Let
troops
all
home
voices be
today.
heard.
1,
Equal rights for all.
judgment is
Civil
people.
rights for
Not
everyone.
housewives.
Let all
Give
voices
me
be
the
heard.
liberation
Equal rights for all.
back.
Civil rights for everyone. Let all voices be heard. Equal rights for all. Civil rights for everyone. Let all our voices be heard. Equal rights for all.
What are you guys doing?
We're protesting.
You are? It just sounded like a bunch of yelling to me.
That's because these two won't bug off and find their own street corners to protest on.
Well, what are you guys protesting for?
Ending the war in Vietnam.
Civil rights.
Equality for women.
Wow, those are some important causes.
You're right. And people like you would be able to hear more about them if these two would find somewhere else to go.
Well, why are you out in the streets chanting and holding signs instead of asking the government to make the changes you want?
You've heard of Dr. Martin Luther King, right?
Of course, he was a civil rights leader. He was assassinated last year.
Dr. King believed in nonviolent resistance, such as peaceful protest, which is a way to express your opinion or disapproval without resorting to violence, bloodshed, or loss of innocent life.
I wish our elected officials would take the heat of that message. Maybe then we wouldn't be losing so many innocent lives in Vietnam.
Innocent lives of every color.
While that may be true, we've been sending soldiers to Vietnam since 1965. Issues like women's rights have been going on for much longer.
I learned about that in school. Suffragettes like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton fought for women's rights to vote.
As amazing as those victories were, the fight for women's equality is far from over.
Not just for women. Up until a few years ago, segregation was legal in many parts of this country. Black people continue to fight for good jobs and equal pay.
Women not only fight for equality in the workplace, they also have to fight for an equal voice in their own homes.
And those fights are compounded when a woman is a person of color.
Absolutely.
So you've each come here to this corner to protest for your own individual causes, but some people have multiple battles they're fighting?
Yep, as long as people have inhabited this country, the fight for equality has been ongoing.
Well, that's discouraging.
What is?
The fact that so many people have to fight for basic freedoms.
Sure, it would be nice if people could just live their lives free from judgment and persecution. But I choose to look at the ongoing fight as a beacon of hope.
A fight can be hope?
Of course. Everyone who fights for something believes in a better cause for what that fight could achieve.
A fight for civil rights is a hope that one day people will look at one another and not judge based on race or skin tone.
A fight for gender equality is a hope for a world in which women can achieve their dreams in the workplace and in their homes.
The fight to end the war is a hope for peace, not only in Vietnam, but for the world over.
Well, how can we win the fight for equality for all people? We're so divided, each fighting on our own.
You know, for years, protesters for many causes have come together to achieve their goals.
When people come together as one voice, we're stronger. At least that's what my social studies teacher said.
Maybe we can come together, join forces today to fight for one cause.
If we put a man on the moon, I'm certain we can find a way to protest peacefully.
But what will we protest here and now? Civil rights, women's equality, the Vietnam War?
I think we should start with civil rights.
I agree.
What? But you both are so passionate about your own causes. Why start with civil rights?
Because the Declaration of Independence states that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Even as our country was declaring independence, people of color were not treated as equals.
We have to start there, at the fundamental rights of every human being, if we really want to see a change in this country.
Well, what about me? What can I do?
You can join us.
Come on.
There's nothing on it.
Not yet.
But what if I don't know what to say?
Listen to your heart.
come together. That's it. That's what we all need to do.
We might be protesting different causes, but if we come together as one voice to support one another, then maybe we can affect real change.
I couldn't agree more.
Then let's do it. Together.
Civil rights are for everyone!